I'm going to show you the NFT trends that will make people millions in 2022. NFTs have been huge in 2021 and they're only going to get more mainstream in 2022. And if you take advantage of the right NFT genres and use the right strategies, you can make thousands or even millions of dollars in 2022. So what are the top 5 NFT trends that you need to be aware of going into 2022? I'm Devin Cook, 2022 is here, and welcome back to Dev Money. Alright, so the first NFT sector that's going to take off in 2022 is NFT gaming, and specifically play-to-earn gaming. And in case you're thinking, well, play-to-earn games have already been really big in 2021, you are correct, and they're gonna get even bigger in 2022. We saw a massive influx of players, especially into popular games like Axie Infinity. But despite how big play-to-earn games have already gotten, they're just gonna get even bigger with more people entering into this space. And one of the reasons that play-to-earn NFT games are gonna get so big is because of the development behind popular metaverses like Sandbox and Decentraland. Because if you're not aware, part of the reason that people are buying up virtual real estate left and right is so that they can build their game on that real estate. And I don't think we're just gonna see 1 or 2 games pop up here and there during 2022. I think we're gonna see a massive amount of games popping up, which is really just gonna drive innovation. Think Ready Player One if you've ever seen that movie, and if you haven't, you definitely should. With play-to-earn games, there are different challenges that can be completed to earn points and rewards that would most likely be in the form of crypto or NFTs. And if you've seen the movie Free Guy, that's another great way to really visualize the metaverse and how games are going to be a massive part of it. Already billions of dollars have been poured into NFTs, and gaming is an ever-growing sector in the NFT marketplace. We even have prominent people in the NFT world like Gary Vee that are getting into NFT games. No later than January 10th of 2022, Gary Vee is going to be releasing his V Friends book series NFT on Immutable X. And we don't know much about Gary Vee's book series NFTs that are going to be launching, and he said that they're not really going to be the typical play-to-earn style of game. But I think that's even more interesting because that means we're going to see a new implementation of NFTs with games, and it just shows that NFT games are here to stay, and we're going to see more and more adoption of them. And one of the catalysts that's going to bring a lot more people into the NFT world is the launch of the Coinbase NFT marketplace. At the time of filming this video, there are over 2.6 million verified emails on the waitlist of the Coinbase NFT marketplace. And when you consider that about 860,000 people have made at least one transaction on OpenSea, that means that over 3 times the amount of people that have made a transaction on OpenSea are waiting for the Coinbase NFT marketplace. And I highly doubt we're going to see all 2.6 million people that are on the waitlist making purchases on the Coinbase NFT marketplace. But I could easily see Coinbase getting over 1 million people on the Coinbase NFT marketplace making purchases. And this is not only going to help the gaming sector of NFTs, but it's going to help every other sector of NFTs as well going into 2022. Speaking of which, the second sector to look out for in 2022 is virtual land or digital real estate. The last 2 months have been huge for NFT land, and we've really seen some big players make purchases in popular metaverses like Decentraland and Sandbox. And when you browse the internet a bit looking into virtual land, you're going to see some popular news articles popping up like this one that say that the metaverse land is the next big thing in the NFT space, that is outputting record sales numbers and constantly increasing NFT prices, and that virtual worlds are the new top commodity in the crypto space. And in October, Tokens.com acquired a 50% stake in the company Metaverse Group, one of the world's first virtual real estate companies, for about $1.7 million. And when Tokens.com was asked about this massive purchase in an interview, they said that rather than try to create a universe like Facebook, why don't we go in and buy the parcels of land in these metaverses, and then we can become the landlords. And since the time of that acquisition, Tokens.com has broken ground on a new tower in Decentraland. And when you have companies like Louis Vuitton, Gucci, Nike, Under Armour, Adidas, and now even Ferrari getting into NFTs, it's easy to see that this whole virtual land space can become very lucrative. We even have Snoop Dogg and Atari who have both purchased massive plots of land in the Sandbox metaverse. And in 2022, we're going to start seeing things actually being built upon that virtual land. And the more games and businesses are built in the metaverse, and the more events are held in the metaverse, like the one that Justin Bieber just did, the more demand there's going to be for virtual land, and the more the prices are going to continue to go up. So if you're of the mindset that the metaverse and virtual land is here to stay, I honestly don't see a better time to buy into virtual land than now. I don't see it getting cheaper than it already is. And the third NFT trend to look out for in 2022 is wearable NFTs, meaning fashion and luxury NFTs. And we've already seen the 3 major sportswear companies make strides into the metaverse, with Nike buying Artifact Studios, Adidas launching their NFT collection in collaboration with Bored Ape Yacht Club, G Money, and Punk's Comic, and recently Under Armour's collection in collaboration with Steph Curry. And if you don't really think that fashion NFTs or wearable NFTs are going to be very important in the metaverse, well, you need to to understand how big the fashion industry is. The fashion industry is the fourth largest sector with a workforce of over 3.3 million people and a total value over $3 trillion. And once fashion NFTs become a big part of the metaverse, that value is only going to increase. And we're not just limited to sportswear companies like Nike and Adidas getting into NFTs. We've also seen some major luxury brands like Louis Vuitton, Hermes, and Fendi get into the NFT marketplace and start making strides into the metaverse. And wearable NFTs are going to be essential to customizing your avatar and making sure you appear in the metaverse exactly how you want to. And one of the major benefits of NFT luxury wearables is the transparency that's provided through the blockchain. Because if Nike and Artifact come out and they provide a special edition Artifact branded Jordan 1 sneaker, we're going to know exactly how many of those NFTs there are because of the blockchain. And the fourth emerging sector to look out for in the metaverse is events. And there are two different kinds of events that you need to be aware of. There are the virtual events that are held solely in the metaverse, like Justin Bieber's concert. And then there are also going to be physical real world events that you can get entry to via an NFT. With the metaverse events, you're going to be able to attend a Justin Bieber concert or an Ariana Grande concert from the comfort of your own home. Or maybe you'll attend Joe Rogan's or Kevin Hart's new stand-up comedy event. All of that and more are all going to take place in the metaverse. And when it comes to the physical world, NFTs are going to become mainstream when it comes to sporting events and ticketing and airline tickets as well. And be aware that in the future, when you get an airline ticket that's an NFT or a sporting event ticket that's an NFT, just because that ticket is an NFT doesn't mean that it's necessarily going to increase in value. One of the benefits and reasons that the airline companies and the sporting companies are going to be implementing NFTs into their ticketing is because it's really going to cut down on fraud, and it's going to make it a lot easier to verify and authenticate tickets that are issued. But I do see some potential for some sporting event tickets to increase in value when you hold it as an NFT. For example, what if you had an NFT that granted you floor access to Kobe Bryant's retiring game? Or what about one of his championship games? Or his first game in the NBA? Or what if Lewis Hamilton sets a world record and gets an 8th world championship title? If you hold an NFT for that event, that NFT potentially could increase in value. So overall, I don't think that sporting event tickets that are in the form of NFTs are going to increase in value, at least not by much. The only exceptions I really see is when you have spectacular athletes like Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, Lewis Hamilton, those kind of guys that are all breaking some sort of world record or retiring. And already in 2022, we're having some events that are NFT access only. Because if you want to attend VCon in 2022, the only way you can attend is by holding a VFriends Series 1 NFT. And I predict that that will become more and more prevalent as time goes on. And the final sector to look out for is music NFTs. We've already seen some NFT projects launch in 2021 that have to do with music creation and are trying to help new and emerging artists become more successful. And in 2022, we're going to see even more breakthroughs in this sector. And one of the reasons we're going to see an emergence of NFTs in the music industry is because an artist on Apple Music is only going to receive $0.007 per stream, and an artist on Spotify is only going to receive $0.004 per stream. And an article reported that 52% of subscription revenue from streaming platforms is paid out to the record labels, not the artists. And this can make it really difficult for up-and-coming artists to make a living. So instead of an artist releasing an album with a record label and having that record label take 52% of all the streaming revenue, the artist can instead release an album as an NFT. And by doing so, the musician is going to have a lot more control over the rights to their music and how much revenue they keep. Although it's important to note that musicians going this route are going to be giving up a lot of the resources that record labels provide. And in 2021, there have already been some great examples of musicians launching NFTs. Whitney Houston's unreleased demo NFT sold for $1 million at auction. And 3Loud made headlines this year when he became the first musician to sell an album as an NFT and earned upwards of $11.6 million in less than 24 hours. And he's even looking for ways that would allow those that hold his NFTs to profit from his music as well. Because by not giving the record labels a huge cut of the streaming revenue, potentially music artists could give the NFT holders a cut of the streaming revenue. And with platforms like Audius and Royal that are pioneering the way for NFT music, this is definitely a sector that you want to watch going into 2022. And each of those 5 sectors has the potential to make you millions of dollars in 2022. And really, this is just scratching the surface of the potential and the possibilities with NFTs and the explosive growth that we're going to see in 2022. So make sure to subscribe and click on this video right here.